listening to the Phenomenal Forum on WCWPSports.org and iTunes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Phenomenal Forum. I am your host, Matt Weinstein, joined alongside each and every week. To my right, it's Andrew Servideo. To my left, it's the Wednesday Night Delight, Alex Damiris. We are four days away.
The two. Yeah, wait.
4 days away. 4 days away from Survivor Series. The only time when Raw and Smackdown competitors compete in head-to-head combat.
Did you just make that up? That was beautifully said.
It just came to me.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Yeah, not once ever. Oh. Not even repeated once. I don't think I've ever heard
such a way with words.
I do what I can. So let's get right into it. This go-home show for Raw. We started off Stephanie McMahon, Kurt Angle, and The Shield in the ring. I thought this was a pretty good segment. What did you guys think?
I thought it was pretty good. I liked the whole. So originally at first I liked the whole Jason Jordan thing, but then towards the end I was like, all right, this is kind of annoying. And then when Stephanie came out and she, buried Kurt Angle essentially, and then the Shield came out and Shield retaliated. I thought that was great. But yeah, it was a pretty good segment to start off the show.
Yeah, I think Kurt needed that. I think the fact that Stephanie was really laying into him hard, I think he needed the Shield to come and kind of back him up a little bit, get the juices flowing a little bit, and then Kurt showing a little bit of a mean streak, saying that he was going to break Shane's ankle. I really like that touch too.
And other than when he said that about Shane, before SmackDown, which we'll get into that, but since Kurt Angle's been in charge, what's the difference been between him and Mick Foley?
Yeah, none.
Yeah, it's literally the same exact thing.
Very, very little, right? And then that's like but now I like that the authority figure can get himself in the ring and like there's consequences to his actions. Like it's not like Stephanie McMahon, who's never going to get in the ring, who's never going to take a bump, or very rarely going to take a bump, where who cares what they have to say? But now Kurt Angle, the authority figure, obviously captain of Team Raw, Kurt Angle, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, and now we were going to get into it a little bit later, but we'll just say it right now, and Triple H, fifth member of Team Raw. They're going up against Team SmackDown, Shane McMahon, John Cena, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Shinsuke Nakamura. There's your main event, or one of two main events for Survivor Series. This match every day gets better and better.
Yeah, definitely piqued my interest way more having Jason Jordan unable to compete, half due to injury, I would say, half due to public reaction, just the crowd chanting when he was hurt on the floor. I feel like that was a little rough, but definitely, obviously, a much better match than it was prior to Monday.
Yeah, the teams are definitely stacked now. Triple H replacing Jason Jordan's obviously huge. The last time Triple H was in the ring in WWE, on a pay-per-view or on a show was at WrestleMania.
Right.
So, but he's been doing the live events. So maybe we should have guessed maybe that Triple H would have been in this match, but I had no idea, and I was very surprised, and I was very sports entertained.
Well, a great way to put it, great way with words. That not only, it's got to be fun to just book yourself into the main event, right? It's got to be a good feeling. But not only is Triple H in this match, he is also going to be involved in what is being pegged the biggest match in the history of India on the Indian tour. Triple H versus the modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal. And to me, this is only good things because all this means is that AJ's holding the title
I knew you were
a little bit longer than we might think.
God.
Yeah,
I really hope he does.
Yeah, me too. And now he can, because it's not like you're just putting Jinder against anybody. You're putting Jinder against a real formidable opponent that India and everyone else is going to be legitimately hyped to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Jinder will learn a few things from Triple H, especially in the heel sense. But as far as with the Survivor Series card, you're looking at 3 different main events, but 2, right? Well, 3, I guess we want to count the Shield and New Day. But this 5-on-5 team match is going to be something to look forward to for sure because, you know what's cool about this is that the past 4 or 5 NXT champions are in this match. It's Finn Balor, Joe, Shinsuke, Bobby Roode.
And
so,
Bobby, yeah,
so
past four.
NXT champions, which is pretty cool if you think about it.
And then you throw in 3 or 4 of the most decorated champions in WWE history.
Yeah.
Cena, Orton, Triple H, Kurt Angle.
That's crazy.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, we mentioned it last week. My favorite part about this is there's only a couple of guys that were in the match last year. There's not a bunch of turnover. You have new and fresh faces actually able to compete in this match.
It's a completely different match than when it was last year.
All right, so, we'll obviously we're going to get into that much later. We'll keep going with Raw. So we found out the 5th member of Team Raw on the women's side of things. Bayley defeated Mickie James and Dana Brooke in the triple threat. Basically, what we expected. They were kind of just going on and on to pique our interest, maybe. But I mean, we said this was going to happen 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, this is for who's on Raw. Bayley should be the.
This is 5.
This should be the
top
5th
5.
member.
Yeah.
I know that we kind of speculated about maybe a surprise person popping in
from Paige. Yeah,
you know,
Paige was supposed to
something
come.
like that. Maybe that's why they waited so long to announce the 5th member, for the off chance that somebody could come up or somebody could come back, something different like that.
And I don't know about you guys, my biggest takeaway in this match was Asuka getting involved and just rocking Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
She kicked her head off.
Good for Dana Brooke. Good for her to take a bump by Asuka or something like that. At least she's in a match. Haven't seen her in forever, it seems like. And now at least she was in the triple threat match. And I would take a kick from Asuka in the face. I would love to do something like
if given
that.
the opportunity, sure.
Great
Damaris is a big fan of Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
Past couple of weeks, have been talking about her, waiting for her to come back and do something.
Need more Dana Brooke, honestly.
That's. I mean, I can't give that to you, but that's not the worst take. So next we had cruiserweight action: Enzo and Drew Gulak versus Kalisto and Akira Tozawa. I think every week I get more and more tired of Kalisto, and I hate to say it, I'm getting a little tired of Enzo with the cruiserweights. That being said, every week as the two of them go down on my radar, Drew Gulak just goes up and up and up.
I love Drew Gulak. I've been saying this every week. I'd be like, I love Drew Gulak. I love Drew Gulak. He is constantly, making new stuff appear and all this new banter that he has with Enzo, where he's like, "How you doing?" And he's like,
"I'm doing good.
I'm doing great." I think that's so funny, and that's a nice touch.
Is this where hopefully Enzo and Kalisto ends? Just Enzo wins the match in the pre-show. Kalisto, just falls back into the herd. Enzo gets his next opponent going forward.
I really hope so.
Because it's been going on now, and not much has changed.
And even all of 205 Live last night was Kalisto's birthday.
Yeah.
So it was Enzo and Gulak were throwing him a party. Gulak wrestled Kalisto. And the whole show was about that, and it was so boring.
See, that's the whole reason as to why I didn't even watch 205 Live, which I mistakenly should have because of that tag team match you were going to say.
Again, Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann versus Gallagher and Brian Kendrick. They wrestled again for the 4th time now. Each and every week, these 4 guys get better and better. It's time to pull the trigger on at least one of them.
Yeah.
But to put them in those guys in the ring every week, I'm happy. So next we mentioned a little bit early, Jason Jordan defeated Bray Wyatt. This was Bray's first appearance back, right?
Yeah.
He hadn't been on TV since getting sick.
Yeah, first time we saw him fight, at least.
So and he did what he does best. He did the job. So Jason Jordan, he won with the roll up, and then the post match beatdown from Bray Wyatt, maybe the shoot injury on Jason Jordan, which, as we mentioned, we led to the Jason Jordan pleading to his father, Kurt Angle, please keep me in this match. Please, whatever he said.
Cringeworthy.
One of the worst segments I've seen in a long
was
time
just
before Triple H
brutal.
came out.
It was
Cringed
just brutal.
watching this. I had to turn away.
Actually, my buddy who lives in Atlanta was at the show, and I texted him. I was like, dude, this is terrible. And then, funny enough, he texted me an hour ago. He's like, well, which part? I was like, no, the Jason Jordan. He's like, yeah, dude, it wasn't any better live. But
it was so bad. But at least Jason Jordan reminded us that Raw and SmackDown, first time,
Yeah,
only
that's right.
time of the year, they're
Survivor
going
Series.
head to
How
head.
else would we have known, honestly?
we would not have.
As
We
he's
would.
weeping walking down the aisle.
Like he's
Come on,
he's
man.
welling up. He starts crying. Dad, please don't take this away from me. It's the only time Ron's like. Why is that what he cares about?
And just the facial expressions he was making, I was just like weirded out.
It was
And the
so
camera
bad.
shots like of just his face, where he's like making like these weird eyeball twitch. I didn't like
And
it.
now he's a meme. Just that crying
Yeah.
Jason. No more Michael Jordan. It's the crying Jason Jordan face now.
I love
not
it.
for nothing. He needs to put the singlet back on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
He
so,
looks
too.
stupid in trunks.
And the thing
More
is, like, he
singlets.
loses that whole like momentum thing where he rips
Where
it
he
off.
rips him up. He
you
was
know.
for months. He was the best hot tag in the company. He
Yeah.
would pull down the straps. First of all, they got rid of Jason. They took him away from Chad Gable. First mistake for him. But now, how are we supposed to know he's hulking up? How are we supposed to know he's getting into it when he has nothing to rip down?
Other than him flexing in the middle of the ring. Just,
I doubt we've seen the last of Jason Jordan getting a quote unquote push, but
Interesting to see where they could go with him, though.
I'd like to see them go somewhere,
Yeah,
but
he's
somewhere
gotta go
better
someplace.
than this. So we'll get into Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles. Paul Heyman came out, cut that promo. First off, can we just talk about the "she said yes" chants in the crowd? Somebody proposed.
God.
Probably the worst mistake. Well, probably the best mistake they could have made.
Weird time to propose, though.
Because Paul Heyman took a shot at them. He said
it's at the sight of Brock Lesnar is the why
Oh,
they did
yes.
it.
is why right.
That's
And
why
then
she
he
said
said
yes.
this, and he said, just like getting into the ring with Brock Lesnar, if you interrupt my promo, you don't have a shot. I popped huge. Nobody
great.
does it better than Paul Heyman. And if you weren't already excited for this Brock Lesnar AJ Styles match, again, nobody does it better than Paul Heyman to get
Yeah.
you excited for a match like this.
He stumbled for a bit though because he was talking. You know how they looked at each other, him and Brock, and they were like, Brock looked at him and he was like, "One," because like he was still on the first point, but he talked through 2 points
yeah, it
already.
was long.
So then the second point that
Yeah.
he did, he kind of made up on the spot, and it was like kind of like whatever. But then when he got to the third point, it was like, "Oh, okay, cool,
Yeah.
all right, word."
And then point F5.
Yes,
That was great.
That was
Huge.
cool.
Yeah, that was a good
great.
one.
If you didn't see that coming, though, I got another thing. I got another thing coming.
Actually,
for you.
I kind of didn't, but whatever. I wasn't paying attention to most of it.
Well, that's good to hear. You,
No, I'm
you
saying,
do
like-
a wrestling podcast.
No,
You
I
paid
wasn't-
attention to the show.
You know what I mean? Like not paying like full attention.
I got you. So again, Paul Heyman putting the finishing touches on this AJ versus Brock build up. I cannot wait for this match. This is going to be something great. So then we had the first match back for the original Shield. If we didn't hear that Survivor Series was the only time Raw and Smackdown could be in head-to-head combat, if we didn't hear that the most during this show, we heard original Shield.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the original Shield. It's just the Shield. It's Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. So they took on The Miz, Cesaro, and Sheamus. Great match, but I was a little disappointed that they gave away their first match back on Monday night. I was kind of hoping they saved it for the New Day on Sunday.
I don't know. I think it's a nice warm up for Survivor Series for
Exactly,
sure.
yeah.
But I agree. I think putting it on Raw is like kind of a waste. But then again, it was going to be on a throwaway pay per view anyways for their comeback originally. So
And I think Raw needed this match on Monday night. It
Oh, yeah.
really,
No, I definitely agree with that.
A lot of pumping up the promos and stuff like that, getting ready for Sunday. I didn't mind it. Like you said, I thought it was a good match, and I thought it's the Shield against 3 good opponents. So it's not like it was a throwaway match or anything like that. So I liked it.
Again, great match between these three guys. Obviously, The Miz, Sheamus, and Cesaro are now all champions. They'll bring their titles into champion versus championship matches on Sunday. The Miz will take on Baron Corbin, Cesaro, and Sheamus against the Usos. But moving right along, another tag match. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe teamed up, 2 members of that Raw team, and they took on Gallows and Anderson. The dynamic between Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, it's great.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Because there's no doubt in my mind that once this Survivor Series is over, the two of them are going to have a blood feud.
oh my god, it's gonna be great. And their finishing sequence that they had on Gallows and Anderson was incredible. I loved it.
I like the whole match with Samoa Joe was like, I don't care about this, I don't need any of this. And then, like you said, that finishing sequence, he hits the suicide dive, and then Balor finished it with the coup de grace on Anderson.
It was great.
Finn Balor, and I'm surprised they didn't mention on commentary, especially Corey Graves or something like that. They tagged together a little bit in NXT.
Yeah, for the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
They won that first Dusty Classic.
Yeah.
I think they beat Baron Corbin in the championship, right? It was like Baron Corbin and Rhino
Yeah, yep.
or something like
That's
that.
what it was. Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't bring that up, but nonetheless, good match, good storytelling spot for these two guys heading into Sunday.
Great ending, too. Joe not even just waiting in the ring, just rolling right out of the ring, walking
He's
away,
all
too.
business.
I
You gotta love
that.
it.
Really sets up a great storyline going forward.
For sure.
And we'll finish up Raw. Braun Strowman versus Kane. Highly anticipated matchup. And, they've been building up to it for weeks. Who's Kane beaten one-on-one? He beat Finn. He beat Seth Rollins. Is anybody
Dean
else?
Ambrose, right?
Did he beat Dean Ambrose? I know he beat up Dean Ambrose and Seth. He chokeslammed Daniel Bryan.
Beat up the Miz Taraj, too, I think, right, at some point.
Something like that. Kane beat everybody's favorite wrestler going up to this, building up to this Braun Strowman match, and there's no way that this is the end of the two of these guys. For the match to finish, was it Strowman hit a power slam and they fell through the ring?
Yeah.
This isn't over.
I hope it ends. I hope that was the ending, but I really don't think it will be.
It was a good call by you two, though. You guys actually thought that the match would be this week on Raw.
Yeah.
I actually thought that it would go past it and go past Survivor Series, but you guys called it. And
well, again, I think this is just the beginning. I think there's a good chance Kane might get involved on Sunday to deal with Braun, because realistically, who's gonna take care of Braun on that SmackDown side?
Yeah, there's a lot of combustible elements
There's
like
a lot
from
of outliers.
outside. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So, that'll do it for Raw. We're going to take a quick break here. You're listening to the Phenomenal Forum here on here on WCWPsports.org.
Can you feel the heat? Say hello
You're
to
listening to the Phenomenal Forum on WCWP Sports.
you don't like it.
welcome back to the Phenomenal Forum. Alex Demiris, like always, alongside Matt Weinstein, Andrew Cervedio. Just got through a little bit of the Raw recap, getting ready for Survivor Series this upcoming Sunday. Finally, feels like it's been a long wait, but finally we counted before. We have the math correct. 4 days away from Survivor Series.
I'm still not even totally sure about that.
So now it's just time to get through a little bit of SmackDown before we can get to our much-awaited Survivor Series predictions later in the show.
for sure.
So, absolutely. So we'll get into SmackDown. I feel like not a lot went on during this show, but it was jam-packed.
At the same time, yeah.
So it started off in the backstage segment with Shane kind of rallying the troops, and everybody was back there. It was like, Becky Lynch, what are you going to do about Raw? Baron Corbin, what are you going to do about The Miz? It was interesting.
Something different for sure.
All of a sudden, I like that. Everybody's on the same page now. Baron Corbin's the lone wolf, but SmackDown pride. Like, come on. But
as he's standing 2 feet away from Sin Cara.
Sin
as they're
Cara,
about
who
to
he's
fight
gonna,
each other.
they're gonna have a match in 20 minutes, but they're boys. So after that first in-ring segment, Daniel Bryan came out. He previewed Survivor Series, and he introed new WWE champion AJ Styles. And then he said, "Well, hold on, AJ. Brock Lesnar's got himself an advocate. So how would you like an advocate?" As much as I love Daniel Bryan, I could have done without this.
Yeah.
This was kind of cringeworthy.
Also a little cringeworthy. I thought he had a few good lines. None good enough to make the show, but I definitely think that he had some good lines. It wasn't terrible, but yeah, it kind of lasted a little long. Maybe it was a little too long for me.
I think he had all that emotion bottled up from not facing Brock Lesnar originally in 2014.
I thought that whole
think
time
that's what
I
it
was
was.
thinking he should have had that SummerSlam match. But anyway, finally AJ gets the mic. He says, unlike Brock Lesnar, I can speak for myself.
Yeah, that was good.
So they're both getting their jabs in, and then just AJ a little bit. He previewed that match as well. Again, we're gonna get into AJ Brock when we get into our predictions. But right after that, Baron Corbin versus Sin Cara for the U.S. title. I'm digging this new Sin Cara, this kind of push for him. I hope this isn't the end for it, because Baron Corbin beat him, and this was not a good match. This was bad.
Yeah, this one wasn't great, but like you said, Sin Cara has been doing really well lately. The push that Kalisto's getting, I'd like to see Sin Cara get a little bit more of a push like that.
I don't care for Sin Cara that much, to be honest.
All right, you're entitled to your own opinion. I don't agree with it. Whatever, idiot. So
What about Corbin, though?
I like Corbin.
Getting
I
a
like
little
Corbin.
better?
Yeah.
Growing on you a little?
it's funny. I liked Corbin for a while until he started with the whole story with AJ, and that kind of turned me off. But he's not bad in the ring. I love when he does the when he slides under the ropes in
Yeah,
the
and
corner
comes
and
in the
comes
other
back
side.
in. I always pop for that. Otherwise, and at the end of days he hit on Sin Cara looked bad. I don't know whose fault it was, but just overall not a good match.
Yeah. Well, what do you expect?
Well,
What do you expect?
And my issue with it is, all year we've seen great U.S. Championship matches, whether it was between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, even you threw Ty Dillinger in there. But now, once the title left those top-tier guys
Exactly.
and AJ, Owens, and Jericho, now it's on Baron Corbin. You hope he can carry the title just like they did. And it's kind of fallen flat so far.
That was the one common denominator why those matches were so great. You named Owens, you named Jericho, you named Styles.
Well, obviously, the three of
Three
them
of the
are
best
in a
in-ring
little bit
performers.
different
So
company
good.
than Baron Corbin.
But I think this Sunday we're going to see a good one between him and Miz. You got
I
to
think
think
Miz.
that way.
I think Miz goes over there.
I'm glad Baron Corbin kept the title, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as people might not want to see Miz Baron Corbin, who wanted to see Miz
Sin
versus
Cara,
Sin
No,
Cara?
yeah.
I want to see Miz Corbin.
I
We'll,
do,
we'll
too.
talk about that.
So then after that, another title match, because there were two themes to this SmackDown. One, Survivor Series is the only time that Raw and SmackDown superstars go head-to-head.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for
two,
noting
you're
that.
welcome.
No, I wouldn't have known.
And two, that every champion will wrestle the other show's champion if they are still champion. We've been hearing that for a while. So Charlotte beat Natalya to win the SmackDown's women's championship. Very solid match, I thought, between these two. And then we got the little cheap pop in North Carolina. Ric Flair came out.
Yeah.
So you gotta love that. And I know I said last week that I hope Natalya retained so we could get our first little taste of Charlotte Asuka at Survivor Series. After thinking about it, I think I like this even better because one, we get Charlotte Alexa Bliss, and two, we get with the total opposite. Charlotte and Asuka are gonna be kept away from each other.
It's the way it should be.
I think I like this much better.
Yeah.
And then eventually leading down the line, sometimes their paths will cross.
Well, maybe at another Survivor Series.
Okay.
Because
because
That's the
Raw
only
and
time Raw
SmackDown-
and SmackDown meet.
that's right. So without another superstar shakeup, that would
Right.
be the only
If
time.
a superstar shakeup happens, yeah.
One thing about this, I love Charlotte. She's my favorite WWE women's wrestler. She should be the champ. After the match, it got a little too much for me. I know that they were in Charlotte. I know that she was so overcome with emotion to win the title back home in front of everybody. But, then she starts talking about Alexa Bliss, and then she starts doing this, and then she goes down the ramp, and then Ric Flair comes out. It just seemed like just a little bit too much for me, as much as I love Charlotte and Rick, obviously.
I totally agree with you. I feel like she either should have done that whole big promo afterwards, or Ric Flair should have came out. We didn't need both.
Yes,
it was a little,
that's
it was
well
a little
said.
much.
Well said.
And she even said like, "Oh, Rick's back at home watching from
Every
his TV."
Tuesday night, yeah.
and then he just came out, and it was like kind of weird.
Yeah, he watches every Tuesday, and then Rick's just like, "I'm here." Like, what are you talking about?
And like she
You're
didn't.
full of it.
The thing was, she didn't even look surprised. Like the whole point was for her to be surprised that he was there, but like she no surprise face.
We're forgetting she's still not the best actor.
Yeah.
As great a storyteller she is, she's still kind of not. She's not great on the mic.
Yeah.
She's not my favorite on the mic. So anyway, before we leave the women's division of SmackDown, we got to talk about one of the top players in this women's division the past couple months, and that's James Ellsworth.
Got to pour one out for Ellsworth now.
James Ellsworth. News came out today. James Ellsworth has been released after probably what would have had to be described as the best year of this guy's life. Like from last summer, getting picked out of the crowd to backstage to wrestle Braun Strowman in his re-debut match, and then they gave him a live mic. And, any man with two hands is a fighting chance. And then Vince gave him the nod. He took the ball, he ran with it. He added about a month and a half to that AJ Styles Dean Ambrose feud. He was great with Carmella for a while. This guy is about to make himself a lot of money on the independents.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the greatest of wrestlers, but he is going to be considerably a big draw.
He's a draw.
Yeah.
What a run for him, though, honestly, from when it started till now. Personally, I couldn't stand it, but I respect the hustle, and I'm glad that he was there
Absolutely.
for himself. I mean, he really had some push.
And say what you want about him, one of the biggest success stories in a while in the WWE from a guy like James Ellsworth.
For sure.
So moving on, we had Jimmy Uso versus Chad Gable. Before this match, the Usos came out. They ran down the SmackDown locker room was they've beaten everybody. They're 100% right. It was Hype Bros beat them, Ascension beat them, Breezango, New Day, they beat them all. They beat these two guys, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. This was kind of just a warm up for the Usos versus the Bar. And I liked that they called back in their promo. They called back to last year's tag team elimination match. They said the last two guys from each team, it was the Usos on SmackDown, it was Sheamus and Cesaro on Raw. So I liked there's a little bit of history. I also liked that they didn't mention who won that match because I'm pretty sure it wasn't them. I'm pretty sure they lost to Sheamus and Cesaro. But nonetheless, excited for that match. Good little match here from Jimmy and Chad Gable. You saw Gable, like you said last week, Gable was working the knee of Jimmy Uso. Maybe leads to something down the road. Who knows?
Does this pick back up after Survivor Series? Usos versus Gable and Benjamin?
I don't know.
That title match ended in count out, so
I think it definitely
maybe
could.
picks back
Yeah,
up.
probably.
And then the Bludgeon Brothers come into the scene as well.
That's
afterwards,
right. The
maybe.
Bludgeon Brothers are due to debut next week.
Right.
So, do you think they get involved in something like this, or they have
They'll probably fight Breezango.
They have a
And-
match
and
against
the Ascension,
Breezango,
yeah.
and then 3 weeks later they say they want to be their friends too. Is that what we're gonna get?
Yo, we got a whole stable of friends, tag team friends.
I
That'd be
in
great.
that crew so bad.
Did you guys see there was like a StubHub commercial,
Yes.
and it was Breezango sitting at a table signing autographs, and the Ascension came out. They were wearing like sunglasses or masks, and they gave them a piece of paper, and they weren't paying attention. They signed it, and then
It was like a lifetime friendship
Connor-
contract or
And
something
then-
like that. It was so
and
funny.
then Connor pulled off his glasses. He's like, "You just signed your rights away. You're now our lifetime best friends."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Connor." And then Victor takes off his glasses.
It's
He's
so
like, "Who
funny.
are you?" He's, "I'm Victor." Meanwhile, they're wearing the face paint. They're wearing their gear. These four guys are great together.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So now we'll move it on to the main event of SmackDown. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus The New Day, represented by Big E and Xavier Woods, ended in a no contest because we had the heavily expected Shield run-in, followed by the rest of the Raw locker room. Little late, right?
Better late than never, though.
I think the whole thing was that there was like scheduling conflicts or whatever. Like with they couldn't like make it to one show or the other show, so like they would just like this is the one show that they were both able to make because they were going to be like at Survivor Series like coming Sunday. But again, this is a great way to tie that in and to have Raw finally get their retribution after so long, after 3 weeks. Right, the whole
Something
thing
like
took
that,
3
yeah.
weeks.
Needed it.
I think my favorite part of this whole thing, I called it. I was sitting there watching, and the Raw guys come out, and everybody's fighting, and then I was like, I just want to hear Braun Strowman's music and have him just beat down everybody, and that's what happened.
It's great.
Before that, the Shield gets up, stands on the apron. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn dip right out of the ring. I love that part too.
That was
Kind
huge.
of turning their back on the
because
SmackDown brand.
at first it did look like they were standing tall with the New Day,
Yeah.
and then for the two of them to take a step back, roll out, perfect ending. It'll be interesting to see what they do at Survivor Series. That's all I gotta say.
They might get involved.
Yeah, you got to add
gotta
them
think.
to the list of people who don't have a match that might get involved in some other way.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So that'll do it for SmackDown. Now, finally, let's get right into Survivor Series. So, pre-show match: Enzo Amore versus Kalisto for the Cruiserweight Championship. Like we mentioned a little bit earlier, hopefully this is the end of this story between these two guys.
And you think about it, this is the only championship match on the card.
That's right.
That's crazy.
Well, because all the other champions are wrestling each other because
Yeah.
Survivor Series is the only time when Raw and SmackDown superstars can go head-to-head in competition.
I'm glad you had mentioned that because I don't think that we had said that yet or heard it on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown this week. So just let's make a note of
It
that.
looks more like a Night of Champions card than anything.
Interesting.
Yeah? You think that? You think
Oh no,
think that's
because
good?
Night of Champions, you have the titles defended.
Well, originally when it first was a pay-per-view, it was a dual-branded pay-per-view, and it was champion versus champion. Or was it called Clash of Champions? Am I wrong? Am I just stupid?
What time frame are you talking?
Post. It was probably started the PG era.
Like 2008 when
Yeah.
it was
Oh, okay.
Vengeance Night of Champions.
Yeah.
That was everybody defended their titles. It wasn't head to head.
It wasn't head-to-head?
No.
All right, then I'm dumb.
Yeah, you're an absolute fool. So, Enzo and Kalisto. Hopefully this is it. After whoever wins this match, There's so many guys in this cruiserweight division who realistically have a legitimate claim to a title shot. You know, Cedric and Rich Swann are beating Kendrick and Gallagher every single week.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with either of them. Obviously, Mustafa Ali has had a couple run-ins with Enzo. There's so many guys. And now, you got to even think there's 2 guys, one new signee to WWE and one NXT call-up. 2 of these guys are going to be debuting soon in 205 Live. The first is Hideo Itami, who could be in a huge program with Enzo, or Kalisto for that matter. And the other one is Rockstar Spud from TNA. He just got signed, and he's going to make his way to 205 Live in the next coming weeks.
Do you think he skips NXT completely and just goes straight to 205 Live?
If that's the case, I think so. I mean, that's where he'll be used. I don't think he could really do much on NXT.
That's fair. I agree.
So the only way that this feud could end is one way, and that's if Enzo retains, right? Because then if Kalisto wins,
If
Enzo
Kalisto wins,
we'll
we'll get a
rematch.
yeah. So
for that reason,
right.
I'm
So
taking
so
Enzo.
what you're taking Enzo?
I'm taking Enzo here.
Yeah, I am too. I think this is it. Whether Gulak gets involved or it's a clean finish, I got Enzo all the way. It's the end of the Kalisto run.
I agree.
Clean sweep. Got it written down.
All right, there you go. So now we got the women's 5-on-5. Get to the main show. Team Raw: Alicia Fox, Asuka, Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, and Bayley versus Team SmackDown: Becky Lynch, Carmella, Tamina, Naomi, and that 5th spot is a little bit of a question mark. We assumed we thought it was Charlotte. Now she wins the title, so you'd assume Natalya just slides into that spot, but she hasn't been announced. They went out of their way to say now SmackDown needs a 5th member.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. I didn't see a poster or
I
anything.
didn't know
with the
either.
five
I
of
think it
them.
was online. They said like Charlotte was out of the picture, and that they didn't put Natalya in.
Yeah.
So do you guys think this is where Paige comes in?
I wouldn't hate it if they had her come out on SmackDown. But
Right.
now if we're not going to see her until Survivor Series, until the match, I mean, unless like her music hits and it's a surprise 5th entry or something
Right.
like that.
That's how I could see
But
if that's the case.
If I have to read a tweet by Shane McMahon that Paige is coming back this way, that I don't want to see it. That
I don't
way.
think.
Yeah.
I think if this is the case and Paige is in this match, it'll be a last-minute thing. Maybe Becky Lynch will get on the mic when the 4 of them come out, something like that. But I'm gonna say no. I think it will be Natalya, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if they bring Paige out, you gotta expect they're gonna put her over huge. They're gonna make her look real strong. She's gonna win.
Oh,
This
you think she'll win?
This SmackDown team. Well, here's the thing. This SmackDown team is not winning. Asuka's on Team Raw.
And so is Nia.
I could even see a couple of them ganging up on Nia, being able to take them out.
Okay.
Nobody is pinning or submitting Asuka. The only way Asuka is eliminated would be by count out or something like that, and I don't even think they're gonna go that far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think-
agree. Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be Natalya, and here's my prediction: Team Raw wins it. Your survivors are Asuka and Sasha Banks, and that might lead to like a number 1 contenders match between the 2 of them or something like that.
I think that's fair to say. SmackDown's looking a little weak for sure.
Now without Charlotte,
Exactly.
Right, without Charlotte.
Took a significant hit without Charlotte.
Yeah. Maybe we see. I think we do see Paige come in here because otherwise, SmackDown's in big trouble. Because it's Carmella, Tamina, and Naomi, the 3 most, weaker wrestlers comparatively to the other ones.
realistically,
in the match.
after Alicia Fox, the bottom 4 of this match are Alicia Fox, who's your captain.
Yeah.
So she gets a little bit of a rub there, and then those 3.
Carmella, Tamina, and Naomi.
I would put Naomi in the same category as like a Natalya or Becky Lynch, but definitely Carmella and Tamina.
Yeah.
But it should be interesting where we go. So what's your call, Andrew?
I think Team Raw wins with Asuka being the sole survivor.
Sole survivor,
Yeah.
Asuka. All right, Andrew. No, Alex.
I wanted to take SmackDown's women team. I really did, until Charlotte won the belt. I'm sorry, the title.
Title. Get out
Excuse
of
me.
here. Belt holds up your pants. Title's the championship.
I'm going to have to take Raw, I guess, too. I don't like how these predictions have started. We're all on the same
We're on the
page.
same
We're going
page.
to have to...
Well, don't worry. Rather quickly.
There'll be some hot takes later on for sure.
I'm full of them. So you got Raw.
yeah.
Who are
clean
your
sweep.
survivors?
I'm going to say Asuka as well. You guys make a strong point. I'm going to say the final 2. I'm going to say Asuka pins team captain Becky Lynch to end this match.
Okay. All right. I'd something like either that or maybe if Natalya is in this match, maybe Natalya. Something like that.
Another tough loss for Natalya.
I see, but I think she can take it. I think she.
Yeah, that's a really good
And
point.
she could use that to go up against Charlotte again next week on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, because this Charlotte Natalya, that's not over. They can put on some more classic matches.
Oh, you guys don't think it's going to be Bayley Tamina to end this match?
I think Bayley gets eliminated first, to be honest. I really do.
Much as it pains me to say, I don't disagree with you. And don't be talking bad about the Queen of Strong Style like that. All right, Tamina knows what's good.
I've been on the Tamina and Dana Brooke bandwagon, respectively.
You might have to hop on a different wagon. So we're gonna get right into the rest of the Survivor Series as well as some NXT Takeover. You are listening, but we're gonna take a break. You are listening to the Phenomenal Forum on WCWPSports.org.
You're listening to the Phenomenal Forum on WCWP Sports.
Welcome back to the Phenomenal Forum. Matt Weinstein alongside Andrew Servideo, Alex Damiris, each and every week here on WCWPSports.org as well as iTunes. So we'll get right on rolling the rest of Survivor Series. Right now we got champion versus champion because, this is the only time all year Survivor Series, Raw and SmackDown Superstars, they go head-to-head.
This is the only time all year?
That's it.
Really?
The only time.
That Raw and SmackDown Superstars compete
Head-to-head.
Oh, you didn't know?
Is this... Oh, my God.
Well, you better call somebody. So we got Intercontinental Champion The Miz versus United States Champion Baron Corbin. A couple weeks ago, when they started, when they announced all the Champion vs. Championship matches, this was the match was like the least interested I was in of The Miz versus Baron Corbin. But these two guys, especially The Miz, but these two guys have put in a lot of work to make this match mean something. And this is definitely a match I'm looking to see now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it? That's all you got?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this match.
All right, tell me I'm wrong. I don't care.
So, I know Miz has been going off on Twitter about how Baron Corbin's not even shouldn't be even in this spot, and I completely agree. I think they'll have somewhat of a good match, but I'm not really. There's better matches on the card for me.
I definitely agree with that. But didn't you say earlier in the show when we brought up Baron Corbin, you were like, "Yeah, I love Baron Corbin. He's great."
I didn't say I love him. I said
you like him. I just said.
Yeah, I was I like Baron Corbin.
Definitely growing.
He's growing on me.
But now, you're flat out denying that happened. Now you're like, he shouldn't be in this spot. I agree with the Miz. Yeah, Miz Taraj, that's me. Sign me up. This is
I don't know how I feel. I don't know. I'm just conflicted right now. I don't know how I feel.
Alex, help me out here.
I cannot wait for this match.
Really?
I really can't. This is the fourth biggest match of the night. No, this is seriously, I think, one of the better matches of the night just because of all the build-up that's been happening. When Miz calls Corbin the bathroom break of SmackDown Live, that makes me pop more than anything, I think. I love that. I love the banter back and forth, bringing the social media aspect into it. The Miz on any platform is so good. I think we're going to get a really good match here. I hope that we don't see too much Miz Taraj trying to get involved because we know Baron Corbin is the lone wolf. I want to see a good, just head-to-head, straight-up one-on-one match here.
No, I don't think Bo Dallas or Curtis Axel are going to get involved here. I think it is really going to be that one-on-one match. And I'm going to go with Baron Corbin.
Interesting. Good call.
I'm going to go with Baron Corbin. I'm going to tell you why. Because The Miz can lose his next 100 matches, and it wouldn't do a damn thing to him. Because he will be just fine. Baron Corbin loses this match to The Miz, and you got yourself a problem. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I got Baron Corbin chalking this one out.
Andrew?
I got The Miz. I think Corbin losing can do a lot for him, and it'll give him a lot of more. I guess he'll have revenge. He'll want revenge, and he'll take it out on whoever's next in line for him on SmackDown.
Interesting. So he took the same take but switched it. The same because you think a loss hurts Corbin, and Andrew thinks that a loss could help Corbin in this situation.
But what does a win do for The Miz here?
Makes the Intercontinental title great.
And defends
Intercontinental title looks just fine.
But
it defends the honor of his pregnant wife.
Right.
That's true.
Well, I think the Miz has been pushing for this title to be something more important because it's the only title on Raw besides Brock Lesnar's title, which is irrelevant at this point.
Exactly. It's the only one we see.
Are you gonna step to the realest champ in the room, Enzo Amore, right now?
He's the 205 Live champion.
Who also competes on Raw. Get out of here. All right.
Whatever.
No, I don't disagree. But
I'm taking Miz as well, by the way.
All
I
right.
just can't put it past myself to pick Corbin over the Miz here, but you do make some good points, Matt. I do agree with that. I think a win is bigger for Corbin in this situation. I just don't see it happening.
And, I think with Baron Corbin going back to SmackDown, victorious against The Miz, whoever of these matches, Raw vs. SmackDown, whoever is on SmackDown and loses this match, that's incredible heel heat for Baron Corbin to come back and be like, I got the job done. Like, say, if it's the Usos or if it's even like Becky Lynch. If he just goes up to Becky Lynch, if Team Raw wins, he's like, you were the captain, you guys lost, I defended the honor of SmackDown, something like that. I think that's where he goes.
Mm-hmm.
So coming up next, champion versus champion. Raw Tag Team Champions Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Usos of SmackDown. I honestly think this is going to be the match of the night.
Really?
Okay.
I do.
It's a strong statement.
Because, well, sure. The Usos are putting in their best work to date. And to be completely honest with you, I think Sheamus and Cesaro are as well. These four guys, whoever they've wrestled the past couple months, have put on incredible matches, whether it was the Bar with the Shield or the Usos with New Day, with whoever it was. These four guys can go. And I think there might be a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They know that they're not, realistically, they're the fourth or fifth most anticipated match on this card. Mm-hmm. They're going to go out like the Usos did on the SummerSlam pre-show and prove that they're the main event. Wherever they are on the card, they are always the main event.
Does it hurt this match that there's no storyline building up to it?
No, I don't think it hurts any of these matches. I think it's just best from one, best from the other. Mm-hmm. Let's put them in this, see what happens. The story's there itself. I think
that these two teams are good enough in ring that the storyline is irrelevant, but just a little something maybe just to have it lead up to it. But yeah,
for sure.
I really
I'm sure they'll do something like backstage before the match happens and like call each other out or like get a little fight or whatever. But I think it'll be a good match for sure.
Are you pumped for it?
I'm mildly pumped.
Relatively.
I'm more pumped than I am for Miz and Corbin.
Okay.
I mean, I'm more excited for other matches on this card, but like I said, I think this is the at least top 2 match on this card.
Okay.
So
write that down, Alex.
That being said, relax.
You gonna go first?
Whoever wants to go.
Hey, just start us off on this.
I'll go. All right. So I think the Bar wins this match. I think they've been doing a great job. They just beat the Shield. By surprise victory. I think. You see, now there's also the point where the Usos have been doing really well this year, and they changed their whole gimmick. Mm-hmm. But I think I really want to see the Bar win.
I think the end of this match is going to be super interesting because both of these teams have a knack of pulling it out at like the last second.
Yeah,
like a big super kick and then a frog splash over the top rope or the bro kick or something like that. So I'm interested to see how this is going to end. I know you're taking the Bar because you're a big Bar guy.
I am taking the Bar.
I knew it,
you're
you
right.
too. I'm taking the Usos. I want to be the sole guy on the Uso penitentiary.
But I'm taking the Bar, but I would not be surprised for a second if the Usos win this match.
And I think we're all on the same page where we just want to see this match. I don't really think it betters anyone or hurts anyone's purpose if they win or lose this match.
No,
these two teams.
This comes down to, like they said, tag shows. This comes down to arguably the 2 best tag teams on the main roster right now.
I like that.
That's what they are. Obviously you can throw the Shield, you can throw the New Day in there. We'll get to that, but that's what this match is all about. And again, the last champion, no, not the second to last champion versus championship match. Now we got Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair. This is. I'm much more excited for this than I was Alexa and Natalya. I think this will be Alexa Bliss's best match to date. Because she's in the ring with Charlotte.
Because of the competition.
For sure.
I agree.
And you know what? What do you got?
No, I could see. No, I agree. I think it's going to be a great match. I think these two are besides Asuka, obviously we always have to throw the disclaimer in there, especially because Asuka came up recently. These are the two, by far, they're the hottest in-ring performers so far on Raw and SmackDown. I'm really pumped for this one as well.
I'm pretty pumped for this. I don't know. I think Alexa Bliss has shown that she could do well in the ring this whole year. She's been doing great. Charlotte just becoming champion is a different. It adds a different mix, a different flavor to this mix.
For sure.
I don't know who wins this match. I'm
do.
really conflicted. Tell us.
Me too,
I want to know.
think.
I got Charlotte.
I got Charlotte as well. I
100%.
just can't see Alexa one-on-one winning this match.
Now, right, and I got something to add, but I want to hear who Andrew's got first.
I think Charlotte wins as well.
We got Charlotte
really
across
do.
the board.
We got a sweep
I don't
for
see Alexa
Charlotte
Bliss
here.
winning this.
Guess what we don't have across the board? A post-match beatdown from Alexa Bliss on Charlotte and a new SmackDown Women's Champion,
Oh
Carmella.
my gosh.
Carmella is going to leave Survivor Series the SmackDown Women's Champion.
Now hold on.
Goosebumps.
Hold on.
Holding.
Do you think that she cashes in on Alexa Bliss?
Nah, she can't.
Why not?
Because there's probably
Why not?
a rule
Why
that
not?
it's the
Why-
SmackDown.
why not?
I'm telling you why. Give me a break.
Why can't we
it's
do it?
probably a rule that it's the SmackDown Money in the Bank match. She's not
All
cashing
right,
in on Alexa
on
Bliss.
any other night maybe, but not
But
on the
not
night
when the
it's
two
Raw
Raw and SmackDown superstars go one-on-one against each other. It could happen.
But you relax over there. But you gotta. I think. Look, I'm not gonna get into it. I just think. Do you want to shake this up? Charlotte's been champ for a couple days.
5
day.
yeah, 4 days.
By now today.
Well, now
it'll be 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
You want to shake it up?
Wow. I love that.
Carmella is because Alexa is gonna lose, but she's gotta look strong. In doing so, how about this? She the cheap shot to Charlotte. She takes her out, and then you got Carmella, newly single Carmella. Well, no, she wasn't dating James Ellsworth.
in-ring single.
No, like she's no longer with James Ellsworth.
Yes.
She's on her own. There you go.
Let me tell you, I love that take.
There you go.
That's a good hot take.
That is a good one.
That is the hottest take we've had.
I'm full of them.
That's up there with the Kofi Kingston.
It's pretty fire.
Kofi Kingston is a hot take. Kofi Kingston's just a matter of when.
It's Kofi Kingston is the burning ash of the sun. That's how hot that take is.
Yeah, I'll tell you real quick. I think it might have been Monday or Tuesday. I was looking around YouTube. I watched Kofi Kingston's debut match again on ECW back in 2008. Instant classic.
Okay.
By the way,
Who'd he fight?
couldn't tell you.
Okay.
But
Doesn't matter.
no,
Doesn't matter. It's Kofi
we
Kingston.
haven't seen that guy since. But he and Taz was on commentary with Joey Styles. Hilarious. Go check it out. All right. So next we got 3 matches left. We got The Shield versus The New Day. This is huge.
It's the Hounds versus the Unicorns.
Yep.
That's right.
They had to bring that up a couple times too.
Yeah.
That was mentioned quite
It's
a
the
few
first time
times.
Hounds and Unicorns can go head to head too, right?
In competition.
Sure, because it's Survivor Series, no matter what brand they
Yes. Yeah. What do you think? This could be a good one. Again, quick storyline, but it doesn't matter because you have two just huge teams.
Yeah, I'm very looking forward to this match.
are. I think this match as well has a chance to steal the show.
Yeah.
And I got the Shield. There's no way. As much as I love the New Day,
Yeah.
there's not a chance that the Shield doesn't win this match.
I agree. I have the Shield as well. I don't think Shield's losing on their debut pay-per-view of their return. Are you going to go with the New Day? Demiris.
New Day rocks.
Oh,
New Day rocks.
Do you know
New.
the New Day stood in the ring and they said, "We are the only team on SmackDown or Raw that never turns against each other. Everyone else, they're flaking, they're turning their backs on each other." Big coming out party, even more for the New Day over the Shield.
I have an announcement.
Another hot take.
I have changed my decision. The New Day are going to win this match. The New Day are coming out on top.
No.
You know,
For real.
I really think so. But like you said, how's it gonna happen though? You're gonna have one of them lose clean again after
I
Seth
don't
just
know.
took a bro kick to the face and they lost the titles the other week.
I don't know, but it's... I'm looking forward to Big E versus Roman Reigns.
Maybe some. Yeah, that's gonna
I'm
be
looking
good
forward
too.
to that.
Maybe we get a little interference in this match by a special somebody coming out of the back. Somebody a little different.
Who? Anybody in particular, or you just saying?
just
how
saying-
it goes
just
out?
saying it.
I- No, of all the matches where somebody can come out,
This is the least
I think this
expected.
is. I think this is just.
This is a set in stone match.
I got the New Day.
You're on the New Day now
I'm on the New Day
He's
train.
on the New Day
for
hype
sure.
train,
For
baby.
sure.
because
Well, New Day rocks.
Day rocks. All right.
Oh my god.
All right, so 2 matches left. The 2 main events. We got Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. Kurt Angle, Triple H, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman representing Raw. Shane McMahon, John Cena, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Before we get into it, you think this is main event? Or you think the
No.
the next
No, I think
I
Brock
think
the
AJ
two
is main
champions?
event.
I think this goes
get the crowd going a little?
third. This goes third to last.
Okay.
Really?
They have this.
And
Well,
then the
because you don't
women's?
want to have this and Lesnar AJ back to back.
Why not?
You gotta give the crowd some time to calm down.
You got and
But
then
what
you
if they get too calm?
No, they're not because
No.
that's when Carmella
Because
comes
then
out and
AJ
wins the,
Oh,
wins the
yeah,
title.
okay,
Well, no,
that's
I
smart.
think
That's smart. I like
either it'll either AJ Lesnar goes last regardless. I
Okay.
think either this match is second to last, or maybe Alexa Charlotte's second to last.
Alexa Charlotte, I think it would be second to last.
Right, because I mean, again, that is two head champions. So anyway, I love that in this match you can match these 5 guys on each team up with anybody. You got Kurt and Shane, Triple H and Bobby Roode, which is great. And then what do you got?
Dude, you could go with anybody.
Nakamura, Finn Balor, John Cena, Braun Strowman, Randy Orton, Samoa Joe.
How about Triple H, Randy Orton together in the middle of the
Oh
ring
no,
looking at
absolutely.
each
But I'm
other?
just saying, like that's who everyone matches up
Oh,
with.
yeah.
But you're gonna get Triple H. Yeah, you're gonna get Triple H Orton. You're gonna get Triple H Cena. You're gonna get Triple H Shane. This is nuts.
We're gonna get Shinsuke Balor.
You're gonna get Shinsuke Braun Strowman.
Oh.
Oh,
No, which we
You're
kind of
gonna
saw last night.
oh yeah, a little
Yeah,
We saw a little
Yeah, how
bit,
about this?
but
You're
like
gonna
Braun
get-
kind of just
how
tossed him out
about-
of the ring.
How about you're gonna get Shinsuke Nakamura, Kurt Angle?
Oh, see, that's the other thing. Kurt Angle has gone up against every single one of these people on SmackDown in like a top tier match, which is crazy. Do you believe that?
Wow.
Nakamura too?
Yeah, that was the unification
Yeah.
of
you're
the
right.
IWGP Intercontinental.
Right.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that match.
he's-
He faced Shinsuke Nakamura for that
He's
match,
all
and he's
5
fought
of these guys.
every single one of these
He's
guys. How
wrestled
crazy
up
is that?
Bobby Roode for the TNA World Title.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's wrestled Cena, he's wrestled Orton, he's wrestled Shane.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I hope we don't see Cena at all until his music hits.
I bet.
I bet that's what it is.
He's,
No,
I
I don't
bet
want
he's
any
the, I bet
backstage
he's the last
anything.
one that comes out for SmackDown.
Oh, man.
Last or first?
Get
Nah,
the-
Shane will probably come
Nah,
out
Shane
first.
probably be first,
Yeah,
yeah.
Cena comes out. All right, so we'll get right to it.
Oh yeah.
Who wins this match? Who is the survivor?
Dude, I don't even know.
I know firsthand. This already happened. I watched
Oh wait,
it on,
hold on.
I watched it on tape delay. What do you got? I know who wins already.
Very confident.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I really want to see Team SmackDown win, and I think Shinsuke Nakamura is the sole survivor.
There you go.
But Team Raw just looks so strong.
Yeah. Hard
It
to
looks
pick against
really
them.
strong.
Hard to pick against
So
Raw.
here's what I think. I think Team Raw wins it, but Shinsuke is the last man to go out on Team SmackDown.
And who's the survivor for Raw?
I think it'll be Braun Strowman.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna go back earlier in the show when you said that the women could team up on Nia. I think that the guys are just gonna team up on Strowman at some point and get him out of this match.
I think, I hate to say it, but I think Strowman gets eliminated because of Kane.
Man,
We're
that'd
not
be
done with that.
disappointing.
So
We're
hold
not
on, let's
done
talk
with that.
let's talk about all the combustible elements from
You
the
got-
outside.
Well, I already mentioned last week you got Orton and Bobby Roode.
No, I'm
There's your-
saying like from the outside.
Oh,
like,
from
who-
the outside,
Yeah, yeah.
you got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Right.
That's really it.
and Kane.
And Kane. Right.
Right. So
So I think this will be a crazy match. This
Oh, it's
match
gonna be
is
all
going
over
to
the
get
place.
so much time.
yeah.
I got Team SmackDown, and I got Sole Survivor Shinsuke Nakamura
All right.
for sure.
Yeah.
What do you got, Alex? Take your time.
This is tough. Who'd you
It
end up
is.
taking, Andrew?
Team Raw.
You got Team Raw
Yeah.
and you have Team SmackDown.
He had Raw with Strowman. I got SmackDown with Shinsuke.
I would like to see SmackDown win with Shinsuke over Balor at the end of the match.
Over Balor.
But I think just Team Raw's too strong to give this one away. I'm going to have to go Team Raw, and I think Triple H finds his way to the end of this match.
Really?
Maybe
I think it's going to be Nakamura over Triple H at the finish.
Now, do you think Jason Jordan steps in
No.
and tries to take out anybody?
I don't think so.
No.
I hope not.
Oh, because they kind of wrote him off with the injury, right?
Yeah, he's not coming out. All right, so We got very little time left. Obviously, we're not going to get into a whole fleshed out NXT. I'm going to give you my predictions right now.
We didn't do the championship match.
I know.
We'll do
We're going to go back there. Relax. So I got Lars Sullivan over Cassius Ohno. I got Aleister Black over Velveteen Dream. I got Peyton Royce winning the vacant women's championship in the Fatal 4-Way. I got Drew McIntyre retaining over CN. Ooh, and this one's tough. I got Bobby Fish, Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly in the War Games.
I actually agree with you on every single one of those.
I'm not going to give predictions. I'm going to tell you what I'm excited about. Velveteen Dream, I'm excited. Reminds me of when Braun started NXT. There's really room to go with his character. I'm excited for the women's match as well, and obviously the War Games at the end. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm pumped up for it.
I'm very pumped.
That's going to be a great show Saturday. But, last but certainly not least, real quick, AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar. I'm a little disappointed we don't have more time to talk about it. I got Brock Lesnar winning. But this is going to be a fight. This is going to be a very close match.
Yeah,
this is going to be no squash.
For sure. I got AJ Styles winning.
Really?
Yeah, and we're going to end it on that.
Well, hold on, Alex.
Alex can get his thing.
I'm rooting for Styles. Don't see it happening. Lesnar's going to win, I think.
I think it'll be one of the best. I think it'll be the best Brock match we've seen in years.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
Give it to me. We need another half hour.
I know. All right, yeah. Stay tuned next week. Survivor Series recap. This has been the Phenomenal Forum on WCWP Sports.org. We'll see you next week.